What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk about. So I saw another post of a potential feature coming in the Galaxy S11, which we might see unveiled in February 2020. So I already talked a little bit about this, that it may come with 8K 30 FPS resolution in video and this director's mode. Now it seems like it may also come with a 120 Hz display and using S AMOLED branding. Now this is very interesting because I think currently they're using like 50 or 60 Hz or something like that in the current Galaxy smartphones. I may be wrong about that. OnePlus then came out with one, I think it was 90 Hz. Razer also came out with one that may have been 120 Hz, or maybe it was 90 Hz. But either way, Samsung, which we know, when they do something, they do it proper, usually, especially when it comes to the displays, have had amazing smartphone displays since the Galaxy S2 came in 2011. So a 120 Hz display, this gets very, very interesting on so many levels, because this means that Samsung again might be very, very serious 2020 to have another year where they're basically just crushing it. Because I really think that 2019, that was like a 2016 year, it was really like really a step up, especially when it comes to the camera side of things. And now it seems like Samsung again want to bump up the sort of display experience, and I don't think anyone really complains that much on the display right now. But what 120 hertz display would mean that it would be even better for gaming. It would be even more smooth, and sure, it probably is going to consume more battery, but my Galaxy Note 10 Plus came with a 25-watt charger, so it can basically charge the phone in an hour. And it seems like the Galaxy S11 also might come with a 25-watt charger, so it looks like it's going to be standard pretty soon. And then also we have this new technology that's going to come out in maybe 2 years or so, where people can basically charge a phone a full 100% charge in 30 minutes. So even if we have this 120 hertz or 90 hertz display that draws and consumes more battery, you will be able to charge it up super fast. Also, that you have it that wireless charging, that speed, the speed of that is going to increase, and yeah, so 120 hertz display potentially on the Galaxy S11, that would be a serious upgrade from the current experience. I haven't seen super much like lag in terms of UI on my Galaxy S10 Plus, but I saw it a little bit, so I changed the animation a little bit. But then I'm like super picky, and it wasn't really like a super big deal, but 120 hertz, that's really gonna change that, I think, where people are just gonna realize, yeah, this is good. So you have, for example, 120 hertz displays in terms of gaming, when people are playing games and when they need this like fast graphics, they need to be able to see a lot. They're using those, and maybe they even do use those in professional gaming. Of course, Android gaming is not really there right now where people would care like super much and like that they play tournaments on their phones. But eventually, we're probably gonna see even more high performance games coming out on smartphones, and then these higher hertz displays are for sure going to engage people a lot more. Maybe it can be used with virtual reality also, and maybe it can also be used for better to video edit and do stuff like that on your smartphone. And maybe it can also be good for, let's say, cloud gaming, when you need a lot of refresh rate. Who knows? I mean, I'm not really exactly sure. I mean, I know you can do some cloud gaming, but I'm not sure if a higher hertz rate sort of would benefit from that, because mainly you use streaming a game and maybe it just has to do with the internet connection. But it still is sort of interesting to consider. So the sensor also, as I talked, is 8K video potentially on the Galaxy S11. It's probably going to be a 108 megapixel sensor, and we have seen a couple of these sensors already on some phones that are already out right now, and they can produce very interesting results. But we don't know exactly if Samsung is going to use the exact same setup and sensor, as maybe they are going to use like a modified version and so on. So it's going to be kind of interesting to follow that. And they probably also going to unveil, they may unveil twice the size on a fingerprint sensor, the under display fingerprint sensor. That is a little bit problematic, I think, sometimes on my Galaxy S10 Plus, how 50% of the times, or maybe 30% of the times, in some apps, it doesn't really detect the under display fingerprint scanner because the sensor is a little bit too small. So they might double the size of that in the Galaxy S11, and that definitely would sort of be sort of a great benefit. It also looks like they're probably going to center the camera in the front facing camera especially. And I'm just so curious on this director's mode where, well, we have these triple camera setups, and they're probably gonna keep be there on these new high-end flagship Samsung smartphones. It's gonna be interesting to see if you can more make it like interview mode and use different cameras in director's mode at the same time to focus on different subjects or different people, and better track them and sort of see how great that would be able to work. So I think that the Galaxy, from my experience now using the Galaxy S10 Plus and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, using them for a couple of months, it's kind of nice. First, you see that the price has dropped right now. So now a couple of months later, they're like 100 or 150 dollars cheaper. So it's very interesting and exciting to see how this amazing technology, amazing smartphones, how they constantly go down in price. But it still sort of feels like these high-end phones are going to last at least 2 years. And I go from that based on my experience from, and that I can still use some 2016 smartphones or still in 2019. It's just that usually the battery life starts to really become worse after 2 or 3 years, but they can still sort of use them a lot, and that you're getting compounding returns because you can do more tasks. Like more computing power means you can do so much more. So it's kind of interesting. So you sort of feel that you have a lot of juice in these new high-end smartphones. So I really don't think that a lot of people is going to feel the need so much to upgrade every year. They probably, and it's kind of cool also when you only upgrade smartphones every 2 to 3 years, because then you can really feel the difference. Like you can really feel the upgrade. So for example, me personally, I never bought last year's phones, the Galaxy S9, so I haven't even tested it. So I went from the Galaxy S8 instantly to the Galaxy S10 Plus, so I like skipped the generation. And it's very interesting when you do that, because usually we see all these complaints every year, people complaining about super petty things, and it's because they want to see amazing stuff every year, and and it's kind of hard to appreciate a phone when it's only like 5 millimeter improvements. But you can really feel the difference when it's every 2 to 3 years instead. And we're probably going to see way more people sort of switch into that mode, and eventually in the future maybe they don't even need to buy smartphones. Maybe they're just gonna eventually just get them for free because they become so cheap, or maybe they're just gonna rent it, kind of like a Spotify subscription or Netflix subscription, so they always have the sort of the latest gadget. It's going to be interesting to sort of see how that evolves. Uh, yeah, so that is a little bit what I wanted to talk a little bit about. I'm mainly excited about the 8K sort of feature, 120 Hz displays. It's amazing also, but I I basically want the whole internet to sort of move to HD, high definition, and we can finally have that with these new like super ultra resolution. It means that videos that are being created, they are more future proofed, because in the future, when people, more and more people can sort of play 8K videos and 4K videos, they can look at these old videos and they already had the 4K option or the 8K option. So maybe people are probably not consuming it right now, but when they want to in the future, they can watch those same videos in high resolution, and it just creates sort of like a better experience for everyone. So yeah, it's very exciting to see where this whole industry is going, and it's very exciting to be able to buy a phone every 2 years and get twice the performance for half the price. That is like fascinating to observe in this industry. So 120 Hz display, 8K video resolution at 30 FPS potentially. That is kind of cool. Yeah, have a great day, DTube and Steam blockchain.